All right, y'all, we got some new content today. We got some of these police body cam videos. We're gonna start doing these more. Make sure you guys drop a follow to the Twitch to pull it to the streams. If y'all got any recommendations of these videos, leave it in the comments. Make sure y'all leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you do come to the Twitch streams, let me know that you're from YouTube so we can give you a warm welcome. But let's go ahead and get into it. Cops take wife hostage and offer a trade. Like, this is a crazy title, y'all. I gotta see this. Like, what do they mean by like make and then make a trade? Like a hostage exchange?
Hey, we got a call by a discharged firearm in the area. They gave y'all's address here. I mean, they said someone had an AR style rifle and a pistol.
We ain't got no ARs or no pistols out here.
And then they're gonna give a specific address. That's already sus. So you hear a discharged gun, how are you gonna know exactly whose house it came from?
You got a ding real quick.
What do you say?
No pistols out here.
You got a ding real quick.
ID? How you gonna ID him on his own property? You're coming on his property, and he gotta ID himself. First of all, this man don't even have to answer none of these questions. He don't gotta answer none of these questions. That's number one.
Well, given that this was the house that we were calling
no,
about, we do have to identify who we're talking to.
No.
Eddie?
You gotta identify who you're talking to. You didn't know who it was before. So what you mean? It's not like they gave you a name and you're checking this. What? Off the rip, this is already insane.
Eddie what?
Just Eddie.
Just Eddie. Yeah, record it.
They
he didn't like that.
That's fine. But
he don't
we
need
have
you to tell him that.
Okay.
No, you.
Sir, listen. Either you identify yourself to us, or we have to detain you, and we have to figure out who you are.
What?
Okay. My name is Eddie.
So now you have to detain someone if they don't identify themselves on their own property. You don't have a search warrant, so I swear that's what I mean when I say the cops just be freestyling the law, bro.
All right, sir. Go ahead and put your hands.
Wait a minute.
Like, what kind of rules are these? Then you're detaining them? Like, that's no evidence except someone saying they heard a firearm.
So you're telling me that you can legally arrest this man off of his porch on his property,
when we get
minding his own business,
when we get
because
called,
somebody called. That's like somebody calling CPS on me talking about I abuse my kids, and you looking at my kids, and my kids is just fine.
Yeah, that's not a good example, but
to happen all across the country.
But even if that were the case, there would be some type of process before, someone getting arrested or their kids getting taken away, unless there was like visual evidence or like something egregious accused. Like, there is a process for that too.
And honestly, this is the scenario that we law-abiding citizens are most likely to face.
But like, that's a bad example because you can get arrested for that. Like, they can come to your property and arrest you for that. Like, so that's not a good example.
Karen, or maybe even a neighbor / Karen calls the cops. Maybe they report a crime. Maybe they report a non-crime. But the cops show up on your property. You've done nothing wrong. Can they detain you in your front yard, in your driveway? Can they demand your ID under threat of arrest or handcuffing or detainment? Take a look at this new body cam footage out of Covington, Georgia.
Of course.
But first, thanks to YouGov for sponsoring.
Of course, Covington, Georgia. Of course. Wait,
I can give my opinion on topics that matter to me.
Oh yeah, it's still the ad. Okay, so this is yeah, hearing that it's Covington, Georgia, that does not surprise me at all. It was definitely a Karen. Covington, bro. If you lived in Georgia, you know which counties and cities. You know which counties and cities be on BS, and Covington is definitely one of them.
Hey, we got a call by a discharged firearm in the area. They gave y'all's address here.
The cab, yep.
I mean, they said someone had a
This Barrett approached
Okay, let's see what he said.
2022 officers with the Covington Police Department were called to investigate a shots fired call in a local neighborhood. The responding officer, Joseph Barrett, approached Edward and Candace Ballard's home. He walked over to Edward Ballard, who was outside with his children.
They had a cop that was a GD hitman? What? Yo, that's insane.
About the gunshots. Barrett told Ballard that a neighbor called police after seeing someone carrying a pistol and an assault rifle outside the Ballard's home and firing a shot. Ballard told the officer he heard gunshots but didn't know where they came from. When Officer Barrett asked for Ballard's name, Ballard said Eddie, but the officer pressed for his full name. Sir, listen, either you identify to us or we have to detain you and we have to...
He was in meetings like what you talk... Henry County? Oh, they're horrible. Henry County is fucking horrible. It's just like, yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but there's a group of counties that's like really, really bad.
Figure out who you are. Now, that's not true. This police officer is standing within the curtilage.
Bro, do you understand how crazy it would be for me to call you border hopper? We got to come up with something else, gang. I can't be like, oh, what's good, border hopper? That sounds insane. Out of context, that's crazy.
Of Mr. Ballard's home, and if he wants to detain him or arrest him, he has to go get a warrant to do so. According to the 1980 Supreme Court opinion in Payton versus New York, in order to legally arrest someone in a home rather than a public place, absent consent or exigent circumstances, police officers must have a warrant. And according to the 1984
correct. You need a warrant. That's basically what I was saying.
Supreme Court case in Oliver versus United States, that extends beyond just the interior of the home to the outside of the home, the curtilage of the home, which is going to include the driveway and the front yard. So no detainment, no lawful arrest or handcuffing can take place. The police officers cannot force this man to produce his ID under these circumstances in his front yard.
And he knows that. You could call me Mexican.
They can record, that's fine.
These are all like derogatory names, brother. I'm not doing that.
That's fine. But we have to identify you. Okay?
Because you're not Mexican. You just said that you're Dominican and Colombian. So there's no way I'm about to call you Mexican. That is like insulting.
No, you.
Sir, listen. Either you identify yourself to us or we have to detain you and we have to figure out who you are.
Oh, okay. My name is Eddie.
Eddie what?
Did you speak to the other officer? The other people? Did you get
Eddie what? Not yet. This is the first one.
Man, y'all know how this works.
Sir,
we're not about to do that.
All right, sir. Go ahead and put your hands on.
Wait a minute.
Sir,
I don't have nothing.
Run this real quick.
I don't have nothing. I ain't did shit.
Look, can we talk now?
All we're doing was identifying you.
Bro,
Okay,
did y'all talk to the other people? Did y'all get their identification?
Yet.
Okay, so why wouldn't y'all talk?
No, no. First of all, you're not gonna tell me what I meant to say. That's number one. I said insulting for a reason because the context he gave when people called him Mexican isn't an insulting way. Why do y'all act like I can't articulate myself? Like, maybe you mean one thing, but when I say something, I'm usually very like particular with the way that I say it. I don't say things in a way that's like confusing or no, I meant what I said. Period. I'm tired of niggas trying to correct me.
Talk to the person who called first.
Because this.
Get out of here, man.
Respectfully.
Look, so the call we got. I told her she can come over here and record it. She can record. Okay, so
I ain't did shit.
The call we got was that there was a firearm discharge. They gave the description and location of this house. And I explained to them, we just have to identify who we talked to so it shows a record that we stopped and spoke to him. And then that's when he refused to identify himself.
So why is he cuffed though? Because you don't
Because he was
get,
refusing to identify
but it's
himself.
not against the law not to identify. But you don't have to show his ID.
Man, he has to give us at least a name and date of birth.
No, he doesn't. A name and date of birth. No, he doesn't.
By law. When we're investigating, and this is the description that we were given, was this house, this location, whoever we're spoken to, when we have to investigate what's going on, we do have to identify
So who
who
did
we're
you
spoken
talk
to.
to? Who was spoken to?
The call came in, this is the description that we were given.
So I can call the police on whoever I want.
We have to identify whoever we speak to once you call.
And if I call the police on whoever I want, if they
That's bullshit.
choose not to show their ID,
Bro, why does it sound like somebody's heart beating? Are we hearing bro's heartbeat? Like,
They would same exact thing.
They get arrested. But
It's not necessarily arrest. As long as everything comes out good, it's just a detainment. As long as everything goes good, listen to me. Man, listen to me.
He's at home.
Yes.
He's at home.
I'm at home. I don't need
and he's in front of his property.
come talk to
He's
this
at home.
motherfucker.
On
Exactly.
our porch, minding his own
Look,
business.
all he had to do was identify himself.
He don't have to show his ID though. If he did not do anything wrong,
Okay, look,
you can't
I'm just gonna give you an
pull up.
example. I'm gonna give you an
Because if
example.
you pull up on me,
Look,
I don't have to show
look,
my
I'm
ID
just-
if I
listen,
didn't do anything.
Listen, I'm gonna explain to you.
Right.
If you were to call that house right there,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody home right now, but say you were to call there, if they didn't refuse to identify themselves, if that's the house we got called about, the exact same thing would happen.
no. See, y'all be freestyling the law.
Bullshit.
Uh,
I'm at home.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
Because he's at home. So you telling me that you can legally arrest this man off of his porch on his property,
When we get
minding
called,
his own business,
when we get
because
called, give it a
somebody,
description.
somebody called. That's like somebody calling CPS on me, talking about I abuse my kids, and you looking at my kids, and my kids is just fine. You gonna take my kids because somebody called? No,
an investigation will be done.
no, you're not gonna just take.
Right, you even just said it. An investigation will be done. So, that being said, you literally just admitted you would have to do an investigation, just like you would in this case. Not like arrest first, ask questions later. Like, he knows they're wrong, but it's like they just be counting on people not knowing their rights or them being able to cover up whatever the hell that they're doing.
My kids because somebody called.
I'm gonna go talk.
Look at my kids.
I'm gonna go talk to Stars.
You want to talk? You should have talked to him before you just pulled up trying to arrest people.
We have legal reason to be.
Yes, sir.
They asked him for
Of course. Boon.
first name, just to see what's going on. He says, "I'm not giving you a name."
I understand.
I mean, listen, he ain't got nothing to hide. His license is good. He ain't got no warrants, nothing like that. So
everything
if he would have just said, if he said,
And they had the whole family in there.
this would have never happened at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
But the original
Nah,
call that we
I
got
don't understand.
was that someone claimed that they saw someone at this house with an AR Star rifle and a pistol, and that a firearm was discharged. He said he heard the firearm, but it wasn't here.
Yeah, it wasn't here.
And we don't have reason necessarily to believe that it was here, but because this was
You just self-reported. We don't have reason to believe it was here, so you don't even have probable cause. I swear, somebody, like, these cops be dumb, man. One of y'all said earlier, oh, cops should have to have a degree in law in order to be a cop. Well, if that was the case, then we wouldn't have no cops, because most of them are really dumb. Most of them really are.
was the house with the
Like,
description
really,
that we were
like,
given.
genuinely, the standards to be a cop is extremely low. Like, the bar is actually in hell. I actually think they want dumb people to be cops, honestly.
They even said on Melody Court, that's why we had reason to get out here.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
I understand. I know.
But you just assume that it's there out of all places? How would that? So, like, chat, that's like me hearing a gunshot go off, and then I just point to a random neighbor in the neighborhood and be like, oh, it was this house. How? How would I know that?
So he good. He could get the cuffs off of him now, though.
We good with that?
And as long as
You-
He ain't gonna want me to do it because I was the one to put the cuffs on him. If he want to do it or something, I'll take him off if he's cool with it.
Man, I appreciate
Yeah, I'll take him off if he's cool with it.
My thing is, I came to talk to him because I seen him pull up and come to my driveway.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
Return, sir. I'm on.
I don't fucking have to.
Sir, hold on. This is my sergeant.
Let me guess. He gonna tell him to calm down.
I'm saying this is my sergeant.
Okay,
So,
I'll talk to your sergeant, but you can stop talking to me.
so I'm trying to get off.
He said you can stop talking to me.
about this address.
I hear it.
So therefore, my officers have a legal reason to be here. They can ask who you are to identify you.
They
And
can
then-
ask.
They can ask, but he doesn't have to. Hello, like, y'all are missing that part.
And
I can refuse.
Well, when you refuse, sir, when they have a legal reason to be at this address, that is called obstruction.
See, I hate. Oh, now it's obstruction? Nah. It's only obstruction if you were to be detaining him and arresting him, which y'all did neither. Y'all just threatened him because he didn't automatically ID himself the first time y'all asked. Right. Exactly, yo. It's not. That's y'all's investigation. Not his. He ain't got nothing to do with it.
You can be put in handcuffs so we figure out who you
let me go because y'all know I was gonna sue the shit out of you, dumb
And
ass.
if you continue to not want to identify yourself, then you can go to jail and be fingerprinted. We can.
So they unarrest him, then say, oh, well, if you don't do what we already asked you to do, then we're going to take you to jail and fingerprint you. Like, I hate the way they just be talking so condescending, like talking down to people like they're just so dumb. You have to be under arrest. The term is obstruction of arrest. Exactly. Which he was not. He wasn't. And if they did arrest him just over that, that would also be wrong. So how he wasn't, you didn't make any like claims about what charges you had against him or what he did or anything.
Identify you that way.
Yeah, we should have did it that way.
Well, y'all know who he is. Can
We
we
shoulda
go
did it
so I
that
can
way.
get back to
Exactly.
See, I was gonna run y'all ass through the system.
So the officers finally came to their senses and released Mr. Ballard again in his own front yard. And none of them had ever accused Ballard of firing a gun, nor did they find any evidence that he had committed any crime whatsoever. The next day, Ballard filed a citizen complaint. And it
of
should have ended
course.
there, but didn't. So
Oh,
then they
no.
apparently retaliated against him.
Of
Days
course.
later, on Memorial Day, May
Yep.
30th of 2022, Officer Barrett and a number of other officers then returned to the Ballard's home, this time with a
Wow.
warrant for Edward
Wow.
Ballard's arrest on an obstruction charge.
A warrant? Yeah, they're so sleazy, bro. They're sleazeballs. They just couldn't accept it. They couldn't accept that they did something wrong.
Watch the back. Where's Couch at?
Oh, now the lawsuit gonna be even bigger. Cause now you filing false warrants. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit.
Hey, Covington Police. Yes, ma'am. Can you just open the door for me real quick, please? Hey, ma'am, I'm Officer Barrett, Covington Police. Is Edward
His
Ballard
heart
here right now?
beating.
He's not here right now? Okay, just wait 1 second for me, okay? Hold on, ma'am. Hold on. Hey!
He locked
Radio,
you.
she just shut the door on me. Open the door! Open the door! Yes, I do!
Oh, he was so excited. He was so excited to flash that warrant. Oh, he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait.
You guys shut the door on
He
you?
was like, oh, y'all think y'all know the law? Y'all said we needed a warrant to be here the first time? All right, bet. I got you. Let's go get one. So petty.
10-4.
Do you want me to put my dogs up or not?
Ma'am, open the door.
You said what?
Open the door.
Do you want me to put my dogs up?
You can hold the dog.
I got more than one dog.
Nah, see, this is setup. This is setup right here because she asking a very, very, very valid question. Because then if the dogs attack him when he walk in there, oh, see, you know what? Now assault of a police officer. You told your dogs to attack me. See, it's a setup, bro. You can't listen to these people. He want her to not have the dogs up. He want her to.
42, watch the back. She's not opening the door. I advise her that I do have a warrant.
Now she's not opening the door. See, it be little shit like this, bro. Come on, bruh.
You understand?
Ma'am, just open up
Me
the door,
too,
please.
Gil. Me too, Gil. I've had too many bad interactions with him. People can say all cops aren't bad all you want, but at the end of the day, we all got different experiences. I know some of y'all are gonna glaze and meat ride the hell out of cops regardless what anyone else tells you, and that's fine. I'm not here to change your mind. You're entitled to your opinion. That's your prerogative. I also don't care.
First of all, that's not how you talk to nobody.
Respectfully, of course. Respectfully.
Now, how can I help you?
Because
Yes,
there be
ma'am, I
some
have a
people
warrant.
like you could give them all the evidence, videos, anecdotal experience, and they still gonna be like, oh, well, you must have did something wrong.
For Edward Ballard, I need you to open the door, please.
Do you have a warrant to come into my house, or do you have a warrant when you looking at Edward Ballard because he's not here?
With the name of Edward Ballard at 9175 Melody Court, we do by law have we do have the availability where we can check the residence for Edward Ballard on location.
Okay, open my door.
Yes, ma'am, because you're trying to shut the door in my face.
Don't yell at me. I'm not the one. Don't yell at me.
I'm not trying to yell. I'm just trying to make sure you can hear me, ma'am.
Okay.
I promise I'm not trying to yell at you or
So
nothing
I'm
like
not
that.
the one.
Hear them arguing inside the house.
Well, like I said, ma'am, I do have a warrant for Edward Ballard at 9175 Melody Court.
Okay, and I said,
She slammed it before I could get my foot in the door to stop it.
Good.
And she's saying I can't check the house for him.
What they about to do? Break the door down?
You want to stay with him? I'm going to go back.
She slammed the door before I could get my foot in there to stop her from slamming it on me. She's not. She said I can't come in there to search for him. I tried to show her the warrant, but she won't actually look. She was. I'm not
So
sure
she
where
can put
went
the
now.
dogs
Y'all said
away.
you posted
Hello?
something
She
to
literally
the
told
boss.
you.
Ma'am, this is Lieutenant. Can you come to the door?
No. She can't. She's putting the dogs up.
I don't know if it's gonna help. Because with this warrant, we can't check the house, correct? With this warrant, with this address, we can't check the house, correct? Depends on how that escalates.
Hey, that's weird. Y'all notice he didn't answer the question. Y'all noticed that, right? He said, with this warrant, we can check the house, correct? With this warrant, we can check the house, correct? Officer looked, I guarantee y'all, he looked at his body cam and realized, not gonna say anything. Not gonna say yes or no. Because I don't want that on the record. Like, some of these cops be forgetting they wear body cams. I don't know if they think the video's not getting pulled. Right. They have a warrant for the person, not a search warrant. Right? So you see how he lied to the lady and said, oh, we can check the house. And then he got to get confirmation because he's not sure. The cops be bluffing. They bluff with a lot of the stuff that they say. Literally. They just bank on being able to cover it up later, which most of the times they are able to. But in this new era where stuff can go viral and stuff, they can't get away with it like they used to. Nah, this is crazy. He literally ignored his question. Chat, I'm going back so y'all can see that. This cop is actually smart.
This warrant with this address, we can't check the house, correct? With this warrant, we can't check the house, correct? With this warrant with this address, we can't check the house, correct? Depends on how that escalates.
Yeah. Wendell Johnson? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I see why you're
So
not
let's wait right
here.
here, LT. All right.
So what they about to do? Break in the door? They about to go in the back?
Yeah.
This could be watch the front.
Yeah, go to the front.
So they arrested her?
It says watch the front.
So when the officers returned with an arrest warrant for
How'd
her
they get her?
husband, Candace Ballard answered the door, and she told Officer Barrett that her husband wasn't home. And he wasn't home. He was out at the store. She closed the door after the guy aggressively attempted to block the door with his foot. And then they started speaking through the front door about the warrant.
Right.
And Ballard then agreed to come outside to speak with the officers once she secured her dogs, which was wise. And as soon as she comes outside, she has guns pointed at her and she's taken into custody. And this is when it really gets more outrageous. They took her in handcuffs to the police station and held her there as a hostage until her husband, who again was at the store, showed up to turn himself in on this obstruction charge, which, get this, after, how long has it been? More than 15 months after his arrest, is still pending.
Now, Officer Barrett was giving him the benefit of the doubt, even though everybody's F-bombing us, screw us, F us, mother F us, everything else.
Oh, so y'all in y'all feelings because they was talking about y'all being wrong about the way y'all handled it and y'all being able to get sued. Y'all just didn't like that, which we know cops have very, 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 very sensitive egos. Not surprising.
He was giving him the benefit of the doubt.
No, he
And
wasn't.
released him to go and pull video cameras, talk to the 3 witnesses and everything else before he took him to jail. And he didn't have to.
Yes, he
came
kind of
down- I
did.
don't know anything about any of this. When he came down and wanted to make a complaint, Then I started looking into it. After he left, I asked him, I said, hey, what's going on with this? He told me exactly what I just told you. And if y'all were paying attention, I don't know, because I don't stare at my windows either, y'all would have seen him back in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I
would.
would. Yeah, I was just gonna say something about the tattoo. Like, I was thinking about it, but I was like, I'm gonna just let him talk. Cause that hunter tattoo, I don't even know what to say, bro. What's good, Joe?
Okay. So, I and Officer Barrett both spoke with the neighbors, and this is the agreement that they wanted. They don't want to press charges for the reckless conduct, for the shooting the gun. They want to forgo that. And he witnessed every bit of this, okay? But we got the warrant for the original obstruction because of what he did to Officer Barrett and refused it and everything else. Those other 2 or 3 more charges were coming until we talked to the neighbors again, and they said, hey, we got to live here. Same as them. We don't want to be at war with them. But yes, he's crossed the line.
We gotta. That's so coded. That's all I'm gonna say.
With him,
That's
I
so
know
coded.
you called the police, I'm gonna slap shit out of you, I'll whoop your, all this other stuff that he said, if we can work this out. So, can we do that? Do y'all want to be those good neighbors or no?
Do y'all want to be those good neighbors?
down there
The coding is just so
to get him, arrest him,
obvious.
bring him right where you're sitting and explain every bit of this to him, just like I did you. If you call Everett up right now to him to drive him, you know what, up here.
So now
You
he
can get in
gotta
his car and go
drive
home,
up
and
to
he'll go
talk
up
about a case that he has nothing to do with. Like,
to the jail on that one
y'all are
charge.
still looking at him as if he's the primary suspect. Like, he doesn't have to do any of that.
He agrees with you to let's bury this thing with the neighbors and let's be good neighbors.
Like, the warrant is not even a real warrant. It's a fake, it's a false warrant. Like, I mean, I don't know, bro. I just wonder, like, what was the aftermath of this? Like, most of the times I just assume nothing happens to these cops because most of the time nothing happens. But every now and then, if it goes viral enough, then sometimes they get suspended or fired.
Look out for each other, protect each
But
other.
they be able to get other jobs though,
And
like
I
right
think it's
after
gonna
they
be a
get
great
fired.
Start or something. If not, and I will talk to the DA's office for your charge also and say, hey, she's cooperated fully. She's even got her husband down here, so we can put him in here. I don't want to charge her because all this is getting written up. So, do you want to do that?
Bro, they're really doing like a hostage negotiation right now. Like,
Don't cuss us then. How about that? Because I haven't cussed you, have I? Have I called you any names?
I wouldn't be upset with you if you did. If you,
I
if
don't
you got
do that. That's
if
not
you got
right.
a potty mouth, you got a potty mouth. I mean,
That's not right.
that's
My mom
not
always said
right.
Be respectful, especially to ladies. If he'll do that, that's the way we'll do it. If not,
So she gotta call him
I'd
up.
like to see it worked out with y'all as neighbors and be done with it.
we don't have a problem.
You know, I hate these
That's
sorts
crazy.
of situations where the cops or the prosecutors get involved in some sort of dispute between neighbors and they take sides and they use criminal law, the criminal justice system, as leverage to resolve some sort of
Right. So somebody at that other house must be friends with somebody in the police department. Like, that's the only thing that makes
dispute
sense.
between neighbors. Now, as far as I understand, there was never any evidence or any charges coming from whatever was alleged by the neighbor. The only charges here were these BS obstruction charges. First, against the husband for not providing ID within the curtilage of his own property, which he was not required to do. And then secondly, against his wife to use her as leverage to get the husband to turn himself in. And that was
Right.
also an obstruction charge. Now, she was inside her home. There was no arrest warrant for her.
Right.
Could the cops come in if they reasonably believed that the subject of the arrest warrant was inside? Yes, they could. They could have forced their way in. Did she, under threat of prosecution for obstruction, have to let them in as quickly as they wanted and not put her dogs away, because cops are well known to shoot dogs? I don't believe she committed obstruction here. Again, I'm not a Georgia lawyer, but she was within her own home. She had the strongest constitutional Fourth Amendment protections she could possibly have, and she would have had a great defense, in my opinion, to an obstruction charge, which must be why they didn't prosecute her. Now, the obstruction charge, the obstruction case against her husband, he was clearly outside his own home in his yard. The only possible exception could be exigent circumstances, if there was some sort of emergency, like it was an active shooter situation. The details given in the media report do not reveal any of that. It was just sort of a vague, nondescript allegation that there was a gunshot fired in the air. Nobody said that they saw this individual do it. He was known to them. He gave his name. He was known to be the homeowner. They never asked, they never alleged that they thought he was armed and dangerous or anything like that. So this is just one of those BS cases, and hopefully he beats that criminal charge, and hopefully he's able to file a civil rights lawsuit as well. As always, thanks for...
Dang, chat. That's crazy. The judge who signed that warrant needs to be removed. Details. What happened after? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I forgot. He did file a complaint. A citizen's complaint against them. Yeah. They weren't messing with that one. To arrest her and make her call her husband and use her as ransom in a trade is a classic case of kidnapping for ransom. Right. That was crazy. But hey, this is the type of stuff that's been happening for a very long time. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous, but nah, that's crazy. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments on YouTube. Drop a follow to the Twitch to pull it to be a part of the live streams. We're lit over here. It's a vibe. Make sure y'all leave a like, comment, subscribe. That's it. The socials are pinned in the comments in my link tree. But until next time, you guys, we're out.